Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jaga Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know we're gonna do today. We're gonna activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions, watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episodes are Great Balls of Water and Where's Pinky? So yeah, I think basically a giant droplet of water and some double negatives. What are your thoughts on the Great Balls of Water?
This is a fun one. The double negative-inator, quite memorable and quite ridiculous.
It is, of course, and the whole purpose behind it is to get a wintry drink.
Yep.
So of course he's using it for like the most petty of reasons.
Yep.
Only like with the whole taking over the tri-state area thing being a secondary goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual water, the ball of water though, not really that much to explore with it. Just kind of a fun novelty concept.
Pretty much.
And Candace's thing, she's just trying to spice things up a little bit. Overall, not the most exciting episode, but still has some fun moments here and there. Nobody said he couldn't order a frozen hot chocolate. Yeah, that's true. Or Dragon, do you know if they make eggnog throughout the year?
I don't think they do.
Well, I guess so. That's probably why it's the problem. Dragon, you might be able to speak more on this. The episode, this reminds me of the 1977 Batman cartoon where Professor Bubbles traps ships in bubbles.
God.
Does that sound familiar to you?
It sounds vaguely familiar, yes.
All right, it doesn't sound too like you're too thrilled about it, though.
I mean, yeah, when you look at like 70s Batman, it's like, man, we really could have gone for like a Neil Adams kind of a thing. It was just only in visage only. It's like putting people in bubbles.
It's probably not the craziest thing to happen in there, though.
Yeah.
Or is it pretty much?
No. There are other crazier things, but
I'd like to see them do that in Batman the Animated Series. Or Kate would do that in Caped Crusader.
Well, they legitimize that.
It's like, how would Caped Crusader legitimize Professor Bubbles?
Oh, okay. So Caped Crusader basically be a guy who injects you with a serum that makes your blood bubble.
All right, that works.
Yep.
That kind of works. Kind of makes it grounded, but how would it work in 1940s Gotham?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting perspective.
Or it's a serial killer that kills women and dumps the bodies in bubble bath.
Well, that could work too, but
yep.
I guess there's all kinds of ways you could go around doing that.
It's actually a burlesque girl who's been behind it. That's how we've reinvented Professor Bubbles. It's a burlesque girl.
Or traps them in, or basically creates non-congealing bubbles and suffocates them inside it.
Well, that too.
Making everyone wonder how did these people die?
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So enough wondering how they could legitimize Professor Bubbles, which would be pretty. So yeah, it begins on the hottest day of the year, where basically they're trying to figure out how to beat the heat. Kind of a familiar story in this show. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Remember, that's how we got the backyard beach.
Oh, I remember.
Which I would definitely say this episode is definitely not as good as Backyard Beach.
No.
Or technically the full episode, the name of the episode is Lawn Gnome Beach Party of Terror.
Well, yeah.
Which is also one of the greatest titles ever conceived.
It's also the next movie that Trump is doing.
Unknown Beach Party of Terror.
Well, yeah, it sounds like a trauma title if I've ever heard one.
Yep. Yeah, I can kind of see that, I guess. Although, honestly, I don't know how that would play out considering trauma. It would probably be a lot more blood and gore.
Well, yeah, like green blood and gore, though.
Like, would the gnomes be the one doing the killing or the one?
Yes.
All right, that makes
Or
sense.
they'd be the implements of murder. One way or another, they would be involved.
Yep. I can totally see that. I don't think there's a lot that can be Unknown Beach Party of Terror according to Aquatat. I mean, that one kind of was an early establisher of a lot of the series' mainstays and gags. If you remember Dragon.
True.
Like that was like one of the earliest like onsets of like many of the gags and basically story elements that would later appear. But it's like, this episode doesn't really live up to it. Still an interesting concept though. Both involve water, except one's a giant droplet and the other one's a giant freaking beach in your backyard. I know what I'd rather deal with. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
You'd probably have the giant beach, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So Belgium apparently was underwhelmed by physics camp,
Yes, he learned all about surface tension.
which basically talks about how it's able to have water keep its size and shape at a small size.
It sounds like the little dewdrop kind of thing.
Yeah. So, that gives the boys their idea, but Buford has another idea.
Buford's out.
Peace.
Yeah, he's got he's gonna spend the day with Biff the goldfish.
Yep, I don't know if I teased it. It's like, yep, we see another return of Biff the goldfish. Remember?
Yes.
Speaking of season 1 callbacks, we haven't seen Biff in a long time.
No, we haven't.
Not since Voyage to the Bottom of Buford. Still remember a good episode though. Remember we had that one where Buford was fighting the giant squid.
Yes, I do love that the goldfish is a nod to Back to the Future.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, kind of. I guess just the name Biff.
Yeah.
And the fact that Biff is named after his mother.
Yeah.
Biffany.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just find that kind of thing funny. So, and of course, I'll smell you later. It's not so much more formal when you bow. So, Dragon, next time you want to send somebody off saying "smell you later," just bow. It'll go across much better.
I'll make a mental note.
All right. So, Dragon, what is that darn platypus up to?
He's hearing excuses from his boss. Major Monogram, hilariously, has jury duty.
Yep. He's like, no, I am not. No, I am not speaking to a mobile device. I'm talking to a wart on my hand. Go away, wart. Go away.
See, secretly, Major Monogram, he actually he was involved in a vehicular homicide.
Well, he's on the jury. He's not on the stand, Dragon.
No. I'm talking juror number 2. He's juror number 2 in the jury box. So he's presiding over the case, but he's learned. When he go after this call, he learns he may or may not have done the deed.
So are you talking about the new Clint Eastwood movie?
Absolutely.
I haven't seen it.
I was gonna say the premise is the guy. He doesn't know for certain, but he may or may not. It's like you're in the middle of being a juror on a trial, and basically it's like you kind of have this horrific realization. Oh no, I might have caused this, but I'm not sure, and I'm presiding over this.
When I first heard the title of that movie, I thought it was going to be like a remake of 12 Angry Men or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of Clint Eastwood's kind of like revamp of 12 Angry Men to a degree.
The thing is, because I was in a play version of that show.
Yeah, you were the knife in the table. They put you in a giant pointy costume. They had you sit upside down in the table set.
Legitimately, though, in 12 Angry Men, I was actually juror number 7, the one who wanted to get to the baseball game.
Oh yeah, you were the guy from Great Muppet Caper.
Yes, Dragon. I wanted the baseball diamond.
No, seriously, that's the same guy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like literally, the editor from Great Muppet Caper, he is the he's that juror, the one who wanted to go to the baseball game.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's him.
Huh.
Also, Ed Begley Jr.'s dad, not Junior, but Ed Begley Senior. He's the main juror who's goes giving all the trouble. The one the one who wants to find the guy guilty.
Huh. I didn't know that. Well, you learn something new every day.
And remember the investigator from Psycho who meets his end on the stairwell. He is Marty Balsam. He is I believe he's our I don't remember if he's our lead character in that or not, but he's also in that film.
Huh. That's pretty neat.
Oh yeah, it's a classic.
But like I said, I was in like the play version. I played the one who wanted to get to the baseball game.
Yeah.
So I have
I
some.
guess your audition was I guess the way you audition was you auditioned very disinterested, and they thought he's our man.
Like, well, no, it was like a group where everybody got to play a part.
Oh yeah, I was saying you when when you audition, it was like, oh, I don't have time for this. I gotta get home. I have stuff to do. It's like he exudes the energy we need for this character. We need to sign him.
Yeah. Like I said, I haven't seen juror number 2 yet, so don't spoil it to me.
I'm just saying that's the premise, though. It's the premise of like it's the ambiguity. If he doesn't know, but it's a lot of tension.
I believe that. So, but yeah, apparently Monogram is not too fond of being on jury duty, but so he passes on his duties to director Diphthong.
What a dumb name.
Well, apparently, do you know what a diphthong is, Dragon?
Well, he has a very active social life, and if he bends over real far, you'll see why he's called diphthong.
Well, ignoring the innuendo and probably more appropriate sounding definition of that name, a sound formed by a combination of two vowels into a single syllable. Apparently. That's what a diphthong is, apparently.
Have we met this character before?
No. And we never see him again.
Jacob, I think we need to talk to our creators for a moment.
Well, Dragon, do you want me to give you another bit of info about him?
Okay.
He's voiced by one of the writers.
Dan, Swampy, of all the names you could have given this character, who is voiced by a writer who apparently desperately needed the job, just a fun name that basically the big payoff is it's the way two words sound together. And does it even have anything to do with like how he's talking?
Not really.
So
they were just trying to go with like the whole theme of like like them being named after literary devices like monograms, acronym, that kind of thing.
Monograms, I guess.
Like remember Inspector Initials, that kind of thing.
What about Carl?
He's the intern.
True. All right, it's just guys, of all the word related puns you could have used. I mean, really, diphthong, like the.
Yeah, sorry.
Like really, of all the names you could have used in the literal English dictionary, just I think we should have had the writer maybe instead of do the funny voice. I think maybe he should have contributed to the writing in the creation of this character's name that he was voicing. Maybe he did. Maybe he should not have. Maybe someone else should have taken the buck on that one.
He was actually one of the writers of this episode.
Well, I don't know. Not a strong name for a one and done. You only get one shot at it, and I think we missed the mark. I think it's a bit of a random joke. I think.
According to this, he does make a cameo in a later episode, but I don't know if it's a speaking one or not.
I think the accounting department fell short on this one.
And the best layer device, Carl. Even Carl says, like, I'd stick with accounting. Even Carl doesn't want director Diphthong there.
Exactly.
So that's how you know.
Yep. All right.
I think that's enough
Yeah, that's enough.
for Dan and Swampy. So yeah. So apparently Doof's up to basically creating negative ion generators and a negative power cable. So who knows exactly what he's up to? So do you want to say it, Jagan, or do you not want to say it?
I have nothing. No, I just have nothing to add.
All right. So let's not talk about it. All right.
Sure.
So what is Doofenshmirtz up to? You might have been clued in by the way I was speaking. Double negatives.
Yeah. So Norm. So already like Norm corrects Doofenshmirtz on his outdated slang.
Nobody says what anymore, sir.
How do you stay so current? I thought that was see to that earlier writer to Mr. Diphthong. That's a good joke.
He's not the only writer of the episode, right?
I know that's what I'm saying. I'm want him to learn from experience with the other writers. But the other writers that they actually tried, other than Diphthong.
Yep, I guess so.
Yeah. See, people know what a monogram is.
Yep. Initials.
We know what initials are. We know what acronyms are. Diphthong. Yep. Nothing. Yep. Even when we find out what it is, it's disappointing. It's Diphthong, big old nothing burger.
And also, there's also a later character called Colonel Contraction.
See, that's fine. That's better.
Yep.
Contraction.
Just wait till you see who voices him.
It'd be better if he were the medic. Did like deliver a baby or something in this scene. That'd be even better if his name was Colonel Contraction.
He doesn't deliver babies.
That'd be hilarious though if that was his name and he did that.
Well, you have to wait till you see if I figure out who voices Colonel Contraction.
Is it Cranston?
No.
Okay. Oh man.
Like I said, Cranston doesn't appear in this show at all.
Also, he doesn't appear in Invincible, sadly.
Not yet, anyway.
Well, yeah, not yet.
Not for the lack of trying, apparently.
Yeah, apparently, they desperately want him.
Yep.
We all desperately want him.
Now, can you imagine if he was the one voicing the big character?
Oh my god. He'd be third on the list.
Yep.
Anyway.
So, yeah.
Okay, so Doofenshmirtz's plan here, so...
He wants to get a wintery drink that they don't... Yeah, go on, sorry.
I'm sorry, so speaking of, I just want to mention this the opportunity seemed kind of perfect for it, given the juror number 2 stuff. His trap for Perry the Platypus this time around is basically... a
chair.
Is a chair, but from behind this chair during these scenes, it looks exactly like Clint Eastwood talking to that chair. Like that weird thing that he did, like that weird stage show he did where he basically talked to an empty chair. So it's like, seriously, like from behind, this looks like an empty chair that's been tipped over with a hat on it. Just completely covers Perry because again, the chair's all it's like it's not aligned properly because again, because it's not upright.
Huh.
So this kind of reminded me of like Clint Eastwood's like that performance art thing that he did that one time.
I've never had. That's interesting.
Oh yeah. No one really knows why he did it. He just kind of did one time.
Clint Eastwood is kind of an enigma sometimes.
He is, but makes a mean movie. Except for Cry Macho. Aside from that, he makes a pretty mean movie.
So you don't like Cry Macho?
Here's the thing. I'm seeing everyone bags on Cry Macho. I think Cry Macho is fine, but it's no Richard Jewell. I love me some Richard Jewell. It's a really good one.
Well, remember he started off as a singing cowboy, so there's that.
Yep.
So he's come a long way from being a singing cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a high concept trap.
Right. Anyway, so Beverly's lunch.
Yep. Like he's trying to get Beverly to make an eggnog, a minty wink eggnog.
Minty wink eggnog.
Yep, but she says no because it's not winter.
You'd think Doofenshmirtz would just learn how to make the minty wink eggnog, just given his vast capacity to learn.
Yeah, but he'd rather just have petty revenge.
Oh yeah.
And so that leads him to make the double negative-inator.
I just love the fact that when he seeing him have a tantrum like a child at the diner.
Yep. And so anyway, his idea is to zap her with the double negative-inator, so it's not winter.
A simple problem with a complicated, menacing machine.
So basically the opposite of Occam's razor.
Exactly.
That's basically what Doof...
Or it's not Occam's razor.
Well, no, yep. Wait. That would mean it is Occam's razor, which is actually not Occam's razor, because it's the opposite.
Fine. It's not Occam's razor.
That's a triple negative.
But I think that shakes out, doesn't it?
Yep, that's the rare triple negative. What you witness, folks, is something incredibly rare. Behold, the triple negative.
It is not the opposite of Occam's razor.
This might break my brain, according to Aquatad. Well, we'll try and keep things a little low concept. So you give your brain some time to recover. Considering what I was about to say, I think my brain might need to recover a little bit.
Okay, so Aquatad, Doofenshmirtz has a machine. This machine.
I don't think we need to go that low, Dragon.
Okay, so Doofenshmirtz is the pharmacist-looking guy.
Right.
Up against the greenish platypus.
He's teal dragon.
I know, that's why I'm dumbing it down from teal.
Dragon, we don't need to dumb it down that much.
Okay, we'll speed it up.
So the idea is to get her to do the double negative and then get her to make the minty wink drink, minty wink eggnog. But then
eggnog's a winter beverage.
And then use the double negative to make him not the rule of the tri-state area.
I love that's the second thing he wants to do.
Yeah. So that's his list of priorities, like eggnog, tri-state area.
Oh, he's not a monster. You could have a minty wink too, Perry the platypus.
Well, think about it, Dragon. If he became rule of the tri-state area, he could have her make all the minty wink eggnog he wants.
Yeah.
So again, he's not really thinking the order through here. But yeah, and he's willing to share. So
yeah,
is it really that bad?
No, not really. Or is he not that bad?
Yes. I'm getting lost here too. Are you getting lost too with all these double negatives?
Maybe a little.
Yeah, so let's not continue this, all right? I thought we might come up with more double negatives than the actual show did.
Okay.
All right, so what do you make of the giant ball of water?
It's pretty big. No, seriously, it does remind me. You know what it reminds me of?
Little dewdrops on a blade of grass?
More than that.
Okay.
Reminds me of the scene from Ants.
Dragon, I know you're probably going to anticipate me when I say this, but I have a confession to make.
What?
You can probably guess what I'm about to say.
You have not seen Ants.
Basically, take one nod away from that sentence.
You have not seen Ants.
I have not seen Ants.
Couldn't just give me the double negative on that one, could you?
Well, that would mean I would have seen Ants.
I know, that's what I meant. Like, you could just say anyway. Yeah. So in Ants, interestingly,
DreamWorks' first 3D animated movie, by the way,
which was made out of spite.
Yeah.
That's the thing, because originally, and you can kind of tell, Prince of Egypt was supposed to be their debut. And then Ants. Honestly, Ants is I don't know if Ants entirely was even planned, but here's the thing. So Prince of Egypt was going to be their big groundswell because that was Jeffrey Katzenberg's like F you, to Disney, where I'm going to do the movie I pitched them and they turned me down.
Yeah.
And then basically, he heard Pixar was developing A Bug's Life, and basically did Ants as like a bargaining move. Now it's question. The question is like, was Ants at all like a so DreamWorks did steal Ants. I want to make no bones about that. DreamWorks absolutely stole Ants. The question is, did they steal Ants purely as a power move? And like, we're developing this in quotes. Like, for example, I don't know if it sounds like they rushed into the animation when Pixar refused, Disney / Pixar refused to move the release date. Presumably, there's a chance like when they said no, that's when they okay, we're taking it from the development phase. We could shut down as like a bluff, and then we're gonna animate it because there's no turning back. That I don't know. I don't know if it was like from the get go, like okay, we're animate this, we'll throw the money away, and we will cancel the whole movie. We'll shelve it, we'll cancel whatever. That's the thing. So Ants was quite possibly entirely disposable up to a certain point, and then they kind of went full tilt with it. And here's the reason. You probably why is this idiot talking about Ants? Well, here's why. It's because Ants holds a Guinness World Record for the first computer-generated film to include water.
Yep.
That's the thing, because now you're probably wondering, wait a minute, it rained in Toy Story. Yes, it did, but that was technically a cheat, because you had the window, which had like a 2D effect on it. They cheated the rainfall in Toy Story. Now, Bug's Life did have water effects. It had kind of like what we're seeing here, had the water, had the the surface tension thing going for it, and also the big rain sequence at the end. But again, Ants beat them to the punch out of spite, so they got all the glory with that. And there's a scene in Ants in which Z, the Woody Allen character, and the princess, I think it's Princess Bala, the kind of the Princess Ada-esque. Well, sorry, not Princess Ada, but like the Princess Ada. Sorry, the Princess Ada character.
Yeah.
Essentially, they get kind of on this buddy adventure together, and they kind of get stuck in this giant, this giant surface tension dewdrop thing. So basically, it looks like a lot like this. It's a lot less menacing because it was like the threat of like, oh god, they could drown if they don't get out of this thing fast.
All right.
Yeah. I completely bored you to tears with all the surface tension tears rolling down your face on that one, didn't I?
No, you didn't. That was actually pretty cool.
Anyway, but yeah. So when I see like a giant surface tension ball of water, it does remind me a lot of like that scene from Ants.
Now they're apparently according to Aqua I did actually know this one. Didn't stand Prince of Egypt sent to work on Shrek as punishment. Like, a lot of people would mistake like Shrek as like the first DreamWorks film, but
yeah, it was that's the thing. Like, so Shrek was like the first, really successful computer-generated film that DreamWorks did.
I mean, they actually did a couple movies before that. Obviously, Ants, Prince of Egypt, and Road to El Dorado.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In terms of CG animation,
I know, and technically they did Chicken Run before Shrek too.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is kind of
Chicken Run. Let's be honest, Chicken Run's more of an Aardman movie than a DreamWorks
movie. I know, but I'm just saying technically it's considered a DreamWorks movie. So
yeah,
but technically Aardman did make it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's exactly. So yeah, the ball of water, kind of interesting. Again, like I said, not the most wow-inducing thing that the boys have ever done.
Yep.
But still, pretty cool. I definitely like to give it a little swim. But Buford, he's entering Biff into a fish contest.
Yep.
Fish, so. And the classic loop. That's like, dump the hoop. And Biff doesn't seem very good at it, does he?
Not remotely.
He has to actually move the hoop through Biff's body. Well, around Biff's body to get it to work.
Yep.
So what happens next?
Well, Candace.
Yep.
She's she fears she's in a rut with the suggestion of going to the mall.
Yeah, which is a relatable kind of thing. Like always kind of, sometimes you'd hit that feeling like where you're like, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. I need to spice things up.
Yep. So Candace like has this gag where she has like a screw loose, where she's saying, she's basically kind of freaking out to her mother. Just this whole thing of like, ordinary is like trash in the room. Does this seem ordinary to you?
And then Linda's like, yep, another ordinary day.
Yep. I gotta admit, Candace's story kind of fell flat here because we had like the whole extraordinary Candace song where she's putting on a bunch of costumes and hats of like different things she could be doing. It's like not a lot going on there. The main takeaway, she has a fruit hat by the end of it.
Yeah, but she was just like, this is not extraordinary. It's embarrassing. Like she actually acknowledges within the episode itself.
Yep.
So yeah. The ball of water eventually makes its so dragon. Before we actually get to that part, what do you think of the actual fish show?
I love that it's the same trick, and it's just this. I love the danger of like, oh god, the most played out fish trick is the hoop, and that's all Buford's got, and he's getting a little nervous as we see Rodney doing like the fake piranha, the piranha eating the fake hand gag.
Yep. It's always funny to see Rodney again, isn't it?
Yes, Rodney.
He doesn't have, I don't think he actually spoke in this episode. But we will be seeing more of Rodney in the foreseeable future.
Dr. Scratch and Sniff's evil cousin.
Yeah, except this guy's not voiced by Rob Paulson.
I said evil cousin.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, this guy's not voiced
by... He sounds like he's voiced by Wernstrom.
No, I don't think he is.
No, he's not, but it's a wishful thing. This guy's like the love child between Dr. Scratch and Sniff and Wernstrom.
I don't even know who voices Wernstrom.
I'm trying to think. Wernstrom, God. He's probably voiced by one of the
regulars, yeah.
One of the regulars. I mean, maybe... I don't know if it's Billy West. I don't think it's Billy West.
Very well could be.
Could be. It might be LaMarche. I don't know.
Dr. Warren.
I'm leaning towards LaMarche.
David Herman, actually.
Oh, okay. So it is someone different. Right.
He's a semi-regular in that show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's not like
Wernstrom.
He's not one of the main cast, but he is pretty much a semi-regular.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I wasn't really like that What If episode of Futurama, where we have, I believe I don't know if it was the first or the second one, but essentially it's the one where Bender wonders what it would be like if he became human, and we end up.
One of the anthology of interests.
Yeah, one of those. And basically, Bender, by the end of it, he turns human, but he partied too hard, and with that being a consequence-free robot, ended up being like basically like Jabba with legs.
And the woo
was like the sound of air escaping his fat folds, which I still think is such a great joke. Woo!
That was just sick and wrong. And apparently that was the anthology of interest too.
Don't judge me until you've lived like I have.
That's like what. Now, can you imagine if Hedonism Bot became human?
Oh no.
That'd be even worse.
Oh man, it's like a remake of Caligula.
Oh god.
You know about Caligula, don't you?
Well, of course I know about Caligula. You mean the movie or the real life emperor?
Well, I was thinking the movie,
but yes, they had Malcolm McDowell in it. I remember.
Okay.
Well, then there's a connection to this show, Malcolm McDowell.
Yep. That's how we injured his lumbago. We did Caligula.
But yes, Dragon, I remember. I know all about Caligula. I still think that
dark past putting on a performance of Caligula.
Oh god.
Oh, the lumbago.
Oh god. I still remember, and I think it was the late Philip J. Fry, one of my favorite lines from Hedonism Bot. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I remember a lot of really good lines from Hedonism Bot. You have to be specific.
I'm talking about one of the ones from the late Philip J. Fry. like the party he was holding that supposedly the Fry, Bender, and Professor went to, but they were traveling through time.
Right.
And then, but there was an explosion. And he's like, everywhere I looked, there were piles of bodies, and then the explosion struck.
Oh god.
That's like one of my favorite lines from Hedonism Pot. Anyway,
oh, you be like the awesome voice actor off.
Who?
Okay, Jeff Bennett versus Maurice LaMarche.
That would be fun.
God.
They're both very good.
Actually, if memory serves, I think I'm trying to remember. I want to say the big moment from Kids Next Door was both of them playing the character.
Yeah,
because we had unshadowed father being Jeff Bennett, and then we had, of course, father being Maurice LaMarche doing his, I believe, doing his Kirk Douglas.
You big
jerk! Now you've made me angry. Very, very.
Forget it.
You could wrestle with Pappy. I'm gonna have some rocky road.
Yep.
Oh, God,
Father just didn't.
Fathers.
Father just didn't care.
God, Father was like one of the coolest things ever in that show. Just the fact that we built him up through the whole first season, Mr. Uno.
And it turns out it was his nephew the whole time.
Good God.
Which basically makes almost the entire season at that point a lot darker.
Yes.
It's like, because the entire time he was trying to almost kill and occasionally do a lot of bad things to his nephew.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you should probably get back to the show.
All right. So back to Codename Kids Next Door. So anyway, then we bury Father in ice cream.
Like, trust me, Dragon, I could talk about Codename Kids Next Door all day. And I think its anniversary is coming up soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it 2000?
I'm not sure.
Was it 2000 or 2001?
Actually, it's 2002, so I was mistaken. A couple more years.
You lied to me!
Well, I did say soon. I didn't say how soon. I thought it was like a 2000 or maybe even 2005, but I guess I was way off. But, so they're making their way through downtown on their giant ball of water. Meanwhile, Perry makes Doof's machine go into random fire mode.
I love that it has that setting.
But she wonders why. Why would he program that into his machine?
So wonderfully stupid.
Well, what did you expect, Dragon?
I expect him to not be wonderfully stupid.
There you go. So that causes mayhem around town. But speaking of it, before that happens, what did you think of all the various streets? Like Bumpy Street, Zigzag Street, and of course, Loop-de-Loop Street.
It feels like Candace did some planning when she was temporarily mayor. Some city planning. Well,
remember, Dragon, that was undone. That was the city coup. The coup became the mayor. Remember?
Yeah. Actually.
Well, first off, I need to rewatch that show. I don't know where to find it. Well, it was on
Aquatad. There's a reason for that.
It was on Max. Keyword being was.
Yep. Then came Zaslav.
And then along came Zaslav.
Yep.
And then along came Zeus. Along came Zaslav.
Yep, and he basically strangled to death all the cartoons that we love so dearly. Just one by one. Codename Kids Next Door, and then Ed and Eddie.
Actually, is Ed and Eddie still on there?
No, I think it's gone, remember?
Let's see.
Remember, you looked for it that one time on the podcast, and you found it was gone.
Yep, it's gone. Courage the Cowardly Dog's still there, funnily enough.
For now.
Yeah, but that's
We
like
Bears, gone.
yeah, and it still has Samurai Jack.
There is hope. Dexter's Lab, gone.
It does have all 5 seasons of Samurai Jack.
Yep. Let's just say I'm glad I have the Blu-ray. That's all I'm gonna say about Samurai. I'm glad I still have the Blu-ray.
And it's probably a bad thing we even said that, because now Zaslav's going to be watching this. It's like, wait, is it still there? Accent.
You already took all the things we love dear.
It's like, is that still a cartoon I see on there?
I was like, Gendy, save us!
Well, it'd be a shame if somebody removed it.
No! Craig, Gendy, save me!
I'm checking to see if even Unicorn. Yep, Unicorn's on there.
Craig, where are you going? No, don't go to Netflix. No!
And fortunately, Powerpuff Girls is still on there too.
Yeah, they might trim the fat from Powerpuff Girls. I'm gonna double check that.
Well, I mean, it's the original one is on there. The later one is not.
Yeah.
And it has actually all the seasons on there.
That's what I mean. Sometimes they will get rid of seasons arbitrarily.
It has all 6 seasons. It even has Powerpuff Girls Rule in there. So,
well, there you go.
So there's still hope.
Anyway, so yet another tangent. The whole the Streets of Danville did remind me of the finale of Harley Quinn season 1. Maybe the penultimate. I think it's the penultimate of Harley Quinn season 1. Where basically Harley, she designed a highway, and it was basically something ridiculous like this.
Oh God.
Yep.
That's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, but it was good weird though. Like I gotta be honest, I watched some. I've been watching the new season of Harley Quinn, and yeah, it's bad. It's gotten worse. It's each season progressively is just ever since 2 has gotten worse and worse. And it's every time Batman or the Bat Family shows up, it's character assassination. They did some horrible things to Alfred.
Oh no.
And that's the thing, Alfred's holy ground. Like that's where, like, of all they really did Alfred dirty in this 5th season. Like, my God, I was very upset with what they did.
Is it 4th or 5th?
5th. It's the 5th season.
And how did they do with Commissioner Gordon?
Well, as I'm saying, Gordon hasn't even. Well, they were in Metropolis this season, so God, they aren't really. So we haven't really checked in with Gordon.
And I'm guessing you and Hood are probably going to be covering it once the season ends.
No, God, no.
Oh.
No.
It's that bad?
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised.
Like, I don't know. Look, unless Rohit, the only reason I would cover that is if Rohit desperately wants to, but I really don't think,
I mean, I kind of want you guys to cover because I'm kind of invested in seeing what your opinions on it is.
I'll tell you, everything in relation to how they handle Batman, it's broken my heart ever since season 3. It's just.
I mean, I saw the image of Bruce Wayne and Joker in the sauna together.
Yeah.
But I don't know the context of it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to our happy place.
All right. Okay. So, water droplet on the run.
Yeah, this is the public, and it hits public art.
Yeah. So the return of public art.
Oh boy. This still really has something against public art, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I think it's because it has no imagination. It's just like, okay, look, it's a pointy spire. Look at that. That's art. No, if it's a tripping hazard.
Yep. But apparently it works. Apparently it works out well for Buford because he ends up winning the goldfish contest.
Yes.
He gets 10 out of 10, and he's putting it he's setting it up for college, for his fish college in the Maldives.
So funny. No, seriously, I do love that joke of like the fact that he got money for a scholarship.
Yeah, but it's like, well, you've heard of fish school? Well, this fish school's in the Maldives. It's a really expensive fish school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Jeremy's going to the mall.
Yeah.
And Doofenshmirtz, he rants about another Perry the Platypus defeat, which apparently he does even after he says "Curse you, Perry the Platypus." But hilariously,
Vanessa.
Vanessa, how long have you been standing there? Long enough, Dad. Long enough.
Yep.
Oh, I love even off screen. I love me some Vanessa.
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 But yeah, it's like apparently he's like, do you know how long it takes to clean this up, Perry the Platypus?
And yes, folks, as you can imagine, in 2 weeks we'll be saying Vanessa a lot.
It's born again, baby.
Yep.
Tune on in for, and let's just say, there's gonna be another revival coming with that one.
Yeah.
If you remember Daredevil, just wait until you see what they do with it.
You haven't even got Vanessa coming back.
And Karen and Foggy.
They're all coming back.
And even the Punisher.
Yeah.
And some new faces too.
Yeah, White Tiger.
And Muse.
Yeah.
Which apparently I read Muse is planning to keep the same powers as the comic.
Yeah, cool.
So that means it's going to be quite from what you told me about Muse, it's going to be quite interesting for Matt to go up against.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they're going to do that in a plus and us in a couple days.
Yes. Well, yes, very literally a couple days. Just give it about 2 days.
Yep. So stay tuned for that, folks. But Daredevil. Also stay tuned for that. So, you ready for the next episode, Dragon, or any closing thoughts on this one?
No, let's move on.
All right. Now, Dragon, tell me, where's Pinky?
Well, he's with the brain.
Pinky and the brain, yes. So apparently Pinky goes missing, and the boys try to track him down, but Doof turns out he's teaming up with Perry to stop Doofenshmirtz at City Hall.
I know there's a big Dan and Swampy reference in this one.
Yep, yeah. We'll get to that though.
Yep.
So.
Oh wait, we forgot something, Jacob.
In Great Balls of Water.
Yes, real quick.
All right, rewind. There we go.
When the random fire, the random fire mode goes on.
Yeah.
You know what time it was?
All right, it's
Great Reboot time. GRT. So, Major Monogram is giving the verdict in the case.
Like he's not guilty.
Oh man, I could have sworn that guy was innocent. So they imprisoned a poor innocent man. He is now going to live out the rest of his life in a penitentiary, and all because of Heinz Doofenshmirtz-inator. And Major Monogram was the hapless boob that made it happen.
Oh God.
He was the one who did it. He condemned this man. Now, again, per the juror number 2 situation, maybe he wasn't affected. Maybe he did it on purpose to hide his own misdeeds. Maybe Monogram accidentally committed manslaughter. Maybe it was him.
Well, we don't know the person's being sentenced to death.
We don't know. No, I'm saying he's not being sentenced to death. I'm saying, but the crime might have been manslaughter. We don't know. We don't know how severe the case was. You don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. All we know is he's been falsely imprisoned, and now he's going to have to go through an appeals process, all because of Major Monogram.
Because he's not guilty.
Exactly. Because he's not guilty.
Oh yeah. All right.
Or is he not guilty?
The world may never know.
Well, actually, no. He's
not guilty.
Yeah, he's not guilty.
So the world may never know.
Yep. Okay, anyway, back to Where's Pinky?
Yep. So thoughts on this one then?
I mean, look, at the very here, I was very pleased that Doofenshmirtz wasn't. And when I saw Pinky the Chihuahua, I was like, oh no, not Doofenshmirtz. I don't like that character.
But note this episode has nothing to do with Doofenshmirtz.
Thank goodness.
It's like although considering this episode, Dragon, I think you'll be a lot more interested in next week's episode.
Yep.
Folks, if you're following along and you have the correct episode order, which as I mentioned to Dragon beforehand, Disney Plus seems to have corrected the order. They seem to have recorrected the order back to what we were originally going with.
Why they changed in the first place, the world may never know.
Yes. But it's back in order unless they somehow could mess it up again.
Only Jacob will truly know.
Yes. Well, I've been following the wiki anyway. Thank you to the Phineas and Ferb wiki for basically all the help throughout the years as I've mentioned them, which I've contributed to them in the past and still occasionally do. So, thanks to that. Thanks for all your guys' help over there compiling that and making sure and helping with the production order. So the episode begins with preparation for zombies.
Yep, but that gets interrupted by a missing chihuahua.
Oh yeah, no money. He didn't even eat his breakfast burrito.
Yeah, you know it's serious now.
Yep. And the thing is, you'd think a bi-monthly zombie apocalypse preparedness lecture would have prepared them for, a certain pharmacist outbreak.
Yeah, and they did pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, but it ultimately didn't work.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when they're having a meeting and then they drop everything for whatever Isabella's got going on.
Now it's a missing chihuahua.
It's a missing chihuahua, and now they're all boned in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's like that's the first thing zombies go for, according to Buford.
Yep.
Buford was just like, Buford didn't really much care that Pinky was gone.
No, he didn't.
But then Candace comes out with the whole, you kids have fun, and she's going to have lunch with Jeremy down at City Hall.
Okay, so here's a gag. Okay, Jacob, I will full disclosure. The first time I watched the episode, I made a mental note, but I didn't follow through with it.
Yeah.
I was going to see if we could have gotten the rim shot image from later, and we could have used it.
All right, let's see if I can find it on the wiki.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is just we have like Buford trying out some one-liners throughout this.
And of course, I have it though.
Exactly. We have the sound, but I love later on how Monogram gets like the flyer.
All right. So as you were saying, Dragon.
Anyway, so like Candace's like, oh man, the politicians. She makes a politician joke. Is where's my rim shot?
I'll get to it.
We have Baljeet, coming in with that's my guy.
And here we go.
Crash.
Or
Great. I love Monogram was genuinely impressed. Like, how did you do that?
He printed a piece of paper for Monogram.
Well, the fact that he slipped it into his paperwork just when he needed it. It's on your desk, sir. How did you do that?
Like, man, we can't say dang it Carl this time because he did something good.
Yeah.
So that's right, folks. No dang it Carl this week.
Oh, wait a minute. It could be dang it in the positives. It's, dang it, Carl. That's impressive.
All right, you want to do it?
Yeah. Dang it, Carl. Good job.
You got a thumbs up from Monogram.
Yeah, let's see. So who would be forward thinking enough to have this kind of thing ready?
That's actually a good question.
So part of me, I would love to say Carl Weezer, but I don't think I
I don't think so either.
I don't think so.
He'd be the one. He wouldn't have the rim shots ready.
I'm thinking maybe.
The robot.
I'm thinking the robot from SpongeBob.
He probably would.
Yep.
I don't know where like Beaumont or the Minion would fit in. Beaumont, I don't think Beaumont would deal with such nonsense.
Beaumont doesn't have good comedic timing.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. We know who'd be perfect. Carlos.
Oh yeah, Carlos would be perfect for this.
Carlos. Yeah, he'd be on the money with that.
Well, he'd be the one making the puns.
Well, yeah, but he knows when he knows when he needs a rim shot.
Yep, true.
Anyway.
Yeah, come on, where can I get a rim shot for that one?
There's my guy.
Yep.
All right, so Jeremy's actually at City Hall working at the Slushy Dog in the food court of the City Hall, and Candace gets trapped in a tour with this crazy tour guide named Don. Now, basically, one could say Candace can't fight City Hall.
But do you know who actually voices Don?
Is it? I think I know who. Is it Don Faison?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. God, I want to say. Oh, crap. I thought I knew. Who voices Don?
Wayne Brady.
Right. Seriously, Jacob, I promise you, I saw the credits when I watched the episode for the first time, but I forgot to refer back to them.
Yep, that was Wayne Brady.
I love me some Wayne Brady, kids.
He also wrote the song in the episode too.
Oh, nice.
I believe so. It's the.
So I love Wayne Brady as a game show host.
Okay, he didn't write this song, but he did write a future song.
Okay. So I mean, I love Let's Make a Deal, and I love how he does it. Wayne Brady's just cool, man.
He does have a certain charisma.
Oh yeah.
And if he also voiced a character in Candace Against the Universe too.
Who was he in Candace Against the Universe?
Stapler Fist.
Right. Anywho, so so Candace gets stuck in the tour, and the whole is going to City Hall and all the bureaucracy jokes, and it's the whole in a sense, there's a musical component, the fact that Candace can't fight City Hall. It's a lot like Zanzibar from Rocky's Modern Life.
Oh yeah.
And who wrote that episode?
Dragon, I'm glad you asked. It's just these two nobodies.
Yeah, two schlubs.
Yeah, there's two schlubs who kind of went on to just do a couple small things here and there.
Two schlubs with interesting facial hair.
Yeah, but basically, if we don't know, we're talking about these guys.
Yeah. Look at Lincoln on the left there. It's like hipster Lincoln. Look at him.
With glasses.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yep, those guys.
So if Lincoln were a laid-back guy, he'd be Povenmire.
I have no idea what that was.
It was a joke, but
No, but something just fell behind me. So
that was probably the rats.
No, I think it was like something I had in my bathroom.
Okay.
I think a mirror I had up in my bathroom fell down.
Mm.
Apparently, Wayne Brady was in Food Fight and How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, I think the movie Food Fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said and How I Met Your Mother.
Well, yeah, I know he was in How I Met Your Mother. That much I do know. Also, he was in the Dave Chappelle Show.
So yeah, like Dragon. So what do you think of the? We can pretty much get the whole Dawn stuff out of the way early. I mean, there's not much to it. So I'm kind of.
He's got a catchy, informative tour.
Yeah, who knows how much of it is actually true and factual, though. I mean, especially regarding the song.
Yep.
I don't think planets can hold office space.
Nah.
Then again, who knows? And so yeah. And it turns out he's just a very weird fixture of City Hall.
And just like a random guy who he doesn't really work there. He loves singing about the anvil and roping people in the tours.
Yep. But you'd think City Hall would actually do something about that.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, he's not really doing anything against the interest of City Hall in the anvil. So it's like, yeah, well, we don't have to pay him.
I think he's harmless.
Yeah, he's free and he's harmless.
Yeah. And of course I'm sure there's probably a connection you can make at the end there when he ran away. Right?
Yep.
The whoosh. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Dragon.
Yep, very Freakazoid-esque.
This time I'm the one making the Freakazoid reference.
I know.
That's exactly what Freakazoid would do.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't this whole City Hall thing, breaking into City Hall, singing a song about it?
Well, the most Freakazoid joke in is the fact that they can't leave no matter what they do. That's a Tom Ruger joke if I ever heard one.
Like the entire thing is the entire situation of him doing that is something Freakazoid would do.
Absolutely. It's like Freakazoid has to infiltrate City Hall. It's like, oh, I'm stuck on the tour, Cosgrove.
Just go along with it, Freakazoid.
Like, hey, Freakazoid, you want to go to the food court? Well, gee, Cosgrove, I'd love to, but I'm stuck in the middle of this tour. Okay, maybe later then.
And Cosgrove just wouldn't care.
As Cosgrove's eating a meat sandwich in the commissary, or he's getting a slushy dog.
It's like, well, he would be able to get Don to stop, though.
Yeah, he's walk up to him and says, "Hey, cut it out. All right, kid, let's grab some meat."
You could have meat and not be married.
Shoot, I didn't know that. Oh, remember the food dehydrator?
No.
Oh my God, Jacob, the food so freak. Oh God, it's the Godfather episode of Freakazoid. It's great.
The Freakazoid.
Yes, the Freakazoid. Oh, I love the Freakazoid episode. Anyway, so that's that's the one where we do the we do the fourth wall break with Spielberg.
Like that's the only bit of the episode I've seen.
So before that, so the whole premise is it's like the Godfather when we open literally as a parody of the Godfather. The Freakazoid, you have like this Shriner guy with like a tiny little hat on, the tiny fez. It's basically Paul Rugg doing an impression of like the guy from the beginning of the Godfather pleading this case, the Undertaker pleading this case to the Don Corleone, where he's basically, I believe in the superhero, but not that Hulk fella. He smells. And basically, I have my car, my little putt-to-putt, I like to call it. And my daughter, she has the boyfriend name. The boyfriend has like some stupid name that isn't like Sven or something.
Oh God!
And he make a fun of my little putt-to-putt car in front of my daughter. I want as he reveals Freakazoid like petting the cat. It's like, well, gee, sir, I don't know what you want me to do, man. It's like, I want justice. I want you to shove an egg down his shorts. Says, please, Freakazoid, do what I ask you to do here for me today. He's like, all right, look, one egg. He says, oh, thank you. And he's like, hugging him while he's squeezing the cat. It's like, oh.
God.
Anyway, so the point being later on, so the Lobe, he takes advantage of this. Where apparently, it's like we make fun of exposition and everything, where we have like on the screen like this thing where it's only to like the one episode. Gee, Cosgrove, how many more are there? Well, it's the rule of all the superheroes. You have to grant the request on your birthday. And then we have like on the screen says important plot point, or remember this. And Cosgrove says, I'm wearing orange socks. It's like not important, but good to know.
and then some guy makes him cut his lawn.
Yeah, but before that, the point being, but that's why that happens, because he made a request earlier in the episode. Anyway,
but then the guy even tries to get him to chase after. He's like, I've got to finish mowing your lawn.
That man was Jeff Bennett.
I got him. It's like, what are you, wacko?
No, I'm wacko.
The entire episode's plot just grinds to a halt.
Okay, anyway, seriously, one of the funniest episodes. Regardless, The Loeb comes in and he makes a request, but he has to give him the gift first, so he gives him a food dehydrator.
Oh God.
And Cosgrove's like, "Oh, mine." So here's the Jacob. It's so funny. This is the most enthused you will hear Ed Asner in the whole show. The way he says,
because remember behind the scenes he was told, "Don't act."
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. It's like him saying, "Ooh, mine," but again, without acting. It's like as excited as he can get without without acting.
Like, ooh, mine.
Mine. Just like he just grabs it. And this is basically wait, where's the meat? So because he basically put the meat in the top of it. He's like, you have to buy some. He says, oh shoot. And later on, he just keeps going on about, hey, next time you buy someone a food dehydrator, make sure you give them the meat too. and later on, it's like this thing where he's holding the food dehydrator. See this hole here? This is where the meat would go. He's just obsessed with the food dehydrator. And basically, the idea of making beef jerky.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
Oh God,
that's hilarious. And that's hilarious.
Oh God, I love Freakazoid so much.
I know. I know, Dragon. I kind of figured you'd
literally the network executives are in that episode, like trying to get him to drive the Freakmobile because he's in a car chase against the Loeb without a car, and they're doing all the car chase. When Freakazoid's like bashing against the side of it, he had like sparks coming off him like he's a car. Then the network executives like, "Hey, Freakazoid, could you drive the Freakmobile and really help us out?" And he's just like, okay. And he comes back and he's driving the Freakmobile.
Oh God.
They're all giving the thumbs up. Better? Thumbs up.
Oh God.
Anyway.
That's insane.
And what are we talking about again?
You're talking about how like the Don going whoosh was very Freakazoid-esque.
Right.
And for once I was the one to bring up Freakazoid.
Right. Well, no, I meant what show are we talking about?
Well, I think we're talking about Pinky and the Brain.
Right. Okay, so the Pinky and the Brain, they go to this voice record studio and they reveal that the Brain is basically doing this riff on the Orson Welles that pea commercial.
It's like, or we can even talk about the critic version of that, like Rosebud's Frozen Peas. I'm not gonna say the line because I don't want to get flagged.
No.
I don't want to. I'm not gonna risk getting flagged here.
Okay. Anyway, so in all seriousness, so we basically Doofenshmirtz is at City Hall, and Perry and Pinky are there, and they get trapped by bureaucracy.
So which is not as good as trapped by social convention.
It's close though. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it is. It's not nearly as funny though.
No.
But yeah, so his goal is because apparently, according to the rules of a simpler time, if he has the deed of the tri-state area and exits the building, he will become ruler of the tri-state area.
Yeah.
Do we ever find out what the boys are doing?
Who cares?
Well, in this case, they decide to help Isabella find Pinky by hooking up basically a large dog mask. Metal dog mask that can detect smells onto Buford.
Basically, it's kind of like the way a dog tracks somebody. So
So yeah, they build like one on Buford and help him. And they have him basically be their scent dog.
We have a lot of gags here where like Buford keeps getting drifting off focus. Where he's Bacon, like no Buford.
Like Isabella scratching his belly, rubbing like this Pinky scent into him.
I love her doing the affirmations like, who's a good boy?
I was like, am I a good boy?
Yes, you are.
And that better not be the mailman.
No, Buford, no.
Again, the boys didn't have much to do this week.
No, just looking for a dog, and they don't even do it. They're not even successful at it.
Nope, no, they're not.
Anyway, so meanwhile. Back to the important story. We're trapped by bureaucracy. Doofenshmirtz has kind of a cloaking device of some background-inator.
Makes you wonder why he just didn't do that in the first place instead of just waiting in lines.
I don't know. He has to wait for him to show up so he can kind of gloat about what his inator is.
Yeah, I know. But that's what kind of undid his scheme in the first place. Again,
Jacob, to quote the man who killed Batman, there's a certain rhythm to these things.
Yes, I know, Dragon. Sometimes you gotta take hits from people who don't get the joke.
Yep.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yep.
I know that's a completely different episode, but
Yep.
so trust me, Dragon. I've seen both of those episodes, so
There's
I know.
possibly the best Mark Hamill line, just like, without Batman, crime has no punchline.
Which I think he didn't even reference that with when Kevin Conroy passed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, yeah. I mean, I hate to bring up his.
I mean, that really is. That is most likely Mark Hamill's favorite episode of Batman the Animated Series. He loves the Man Who Killed Batman episode because he had to do the epic Joker speech in that one. The eulogy for Batman.
And of course, like apparently they had to do like the whole kazoo take, the kazoo in one take because like they couldn't hold in their laughter.
Exactly. Arlen Sorkin's actually playing Amazing Grace in the kazoo.
And they had to like hold in their laughter until after it was over.
Yep.
That is a great episode. Don't get me wrong.
Oh God, yes.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I could talk about that one too. I haven't seen it.
See, I think ours is like the only Phineas and Ferb podcast that makes people want to watch things other than Phineas and Ferb. So I don't know if that's a reflection of us doing our job well or us just completely missing the mark.
Like, well, Dragon, maybe we're just two guys talking about this and making connections to other things we love.
Absolutely. So,
I mean, like I said, if it somehow at least just constantly bringing up Batman and Freakazoid, so be it.
all right. So, Doofenshmirtz makes his way to the gift shop and secret vault.
Yep. This is like somehow like it's not really secret considering it's like a bottom button of an elevator.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder why. It makes you wonder like why nobody thought of this in the first place. Again, legit. Maybe it's because Doofenshmirtz is hiding. Maybe that's why he was able to notice the button.
Yeah.
Because that's what he says. Like you know what they say? It's easier to see something when you're hidden yourself. It's like what? That's a thing. It's not a thing. Have you ever heard that before, Dragon?
It's not a thing.
It's not a thing.
Well, yeah, I've heard more like Vinnie Jones from Gallivant using that line, but yeah.
No, I meant like, well, we can also talk about Galvant all day too. What I'm talking about, like being hidden yourself, makes things easier to find.
Oh, well, no, I haven't heard it firsthand, no.
Yeah, but like I said, we could also talk about talk about Gallivant all day too.
Yeah.
It was ahead of its time. I mean, it was way ahead of its time.
Well, yeah.
Oh God! And it is on Hulu, I think, so we could watch it.
Yeah. Thank goodness it's somewhere. You know, it's on Hulu.
Iger's not as cut happy as Zaslav is.
I mean, frankly, it should be on Disney, but it's on Hulu. So
I
know, but that you know what I mean. Semantics.
It's through Hulu. You still have to go through the ads and all that.
Yeah.
But at least it's actually on there.
Yeah.
I say he's not as cut happy as Zaslav is.
That's true. But, he's still not all open arms sometimes. You know, it's like, hey, Buzz Lightyear Star Command, Fillmore, The Legend of Tarzan, where are you?
Fun fact, the guy who created Fillmore went on to be one of the biggest, the longest running showrunner on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Scott M. Gimple.
Yep.
Kind of funny how that works out, huh?
I'll gotta start somewhere.
Yep. Fillmore. Anyway. So yeah, it's like they actually do get a number. The line wasn't as long as they thought. Pinky. We learned earlier in the episode. Dragon, what did you think of the Tron shout out in this episode?
The Tron Shadow?
Reindeer Flotilla.
Oh, right. And that was cool.
Yep. It's like, so apparently we learned that. And,
Doofenshmirtz is really good at guessing passwords.
yep, Reindeer Flotilla. Well, remember, but he's not very good at coming up with them, though, if you remember Comic Chameleon.
Yeah.
Remember, his password was Doofalicious. Every time I think of Fillmore, I think of the iconic chicken scene. Dragon, do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, but I'm blanking on the specifics.
Yeah, if you remembered, you'll have to explain it to me.
I think because I know if he just gives me an inkling, I think I'll be able to remember it. Because I remember there was I'm trying to remember if he said there was a mascot. I don't know if it's the mascot chicken or if it was something else. So I think it was like I think it's about the mascot. I know one of my favorite episodes of Film was the Hannibal Lecter parody. I always loved that. Josh Peck basically plays like the graffiti artist who basically is like treated like Hannibal Lecter. Like he they're trying to find like whoever's responsible for all the graffiti. It's like it's an investigation, and basically so they have to consult like someone that this this Josh Peck Hannibal Lecter character, and it's just the way he plays is brilliant. God, it's like they play the horror of it too, where it's just this thing of like they look at unseen photos, like, oh, look at what he did with only like the tip of a like the tip of a pencil.
Oh God.
God, it's great.
Oh God. I wish I was referring to the scene where Phineas says that chicken was dry. Real
Oh, right. Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah.
So I'm saying Fillmore is awesome. I love when we can talk down the bad guys.
I wonder if that's on Internet Archive.
Probably, actually, it probably is. Like a lot of the animated shows are hard to find. They are on Internet Archive.
I mean, I found Freakazoid on there.
Yeah, I mean it's there. I mean there's a whole bunch of them are there, Jake. I mean there's a good chance it is. I mean all the Dragon Ball shows are there, and the frankly the rightful dubs and the rightful versions of them are there.
You want to know something funny? I don't know if it's because I've been looking it up on Google or whatever, but I typed in that chicken on YouTube, and the first thing that popped up was dry, real dry. That chicken was dry, real dry. I don't even know the context, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Like, so apparently earlier in the episode we learned that Pinky's good with computers.
This was such a funny joke.
Yeah, explain it then.
So it's the fact that like he was. So he remembers like Mom saying, "Really good with computers, good with computers, good with computers." And anyway, so Pinky grabs the computer, just bashes Doofenshmirtz over the head. Man, he's really good with computers.
Yep. Didn't say how he was good with them, he just is.
God, it's a good joke.
He's good using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
But before that, they used the Doofenshmirtz's helmet to hide from Buford, who just decides to give up after that.
Yeah.
And so the boys technically didn't even succeed in their goal for the day.
Oh God, no.
But later, after the
Candace
tour,
did though. Candace found the pooch.
Yep, and Isabella was thankful, and then Perry showed up, but she was kicked off the tour because no dogs allowed. Or
No dogs
allowed. No dogs allowed.
Yep. Depression, the Peanuts movie. Snoopy come home.
Oh. Why'd you have to make us sad? Dragon, why'd you have to make us sad?
Well, you said no dogs allowed.
Technically, you started it before I did.
Yeah, I don't know. We were kind of half and half on that one, though. I think we kind of both bear the blame on that one.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh well.
Yep.
So yeah, so the tours.
Okay. So speciesism.
Yeah. So yeah, Doofenshmirtz's plot is foiled. Everyone's safe. Apparently, Candace missed her lunch date but enjoyed part of the tour. And Don apparently thinks he's the ruler of the tri-state area. Rim shot.
Ba-dum.
You want me to keep this image, Dragon?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Well, folks, looks like we have a new reaction image coming up. We have a possibly new running gag.
We'll see how it sticks.
Yeah. But it's an idea. All right, so I think that does it for this week.
Yep.
It's not bad. Wasn't a bad week.
Had good jokes.
Yep, I mean, last week's was the Candace Cabra and Happy Birthday Isabella, and I'd say it's better than those. Personally, I can't personally say it's better than those, but I still enjoyed these. They had some good moments. I mean, the Candace Cobra probably was on the weaker end, but considering that's like very out there for them. Remember, they caught a wild animal and brought it home. I don't know, Dragon. What do you think?
About what?
If this episode's better, if this is better than last week's, or what?
I don't know. Well,
I mean, considering last week we also got Stacy discovering who Perry is.
That's what I'm saying. Last week was kind of substantial, you know.
Yeah. And I said at least they were trying something different with the chupacabra thing. At least I think so. So, well, that does it for this week, folks. Be sure to tune in next week because Dragon, the boys team up with, let's just say, some certain popular heroes.
Oh boy.
That's right, folks. It's the moment you've all been waiting for.
Yeah.
It's the moment, the episode Dragon's been both anticipating and dreading at the same time. It's because next week, folks, it's time for Mission Marvel.
Dun, 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 dun.
Good night, everybody.